Hello, this is Ankit Reddy. Welcome to the .NET course from educators.com, world's best online training tutorial for the leading technologies. Today, let's discuss about types of applications that can be created by using Visual Studio. Especially the course will be covering on C#.NET and ASP.NET with a database called SQL Server. So let's see about a console applications. The types of applications that can be created by using Visual Studio .NET framework. So whenever anybody hear .NET, the first idea that comes to their mind will probably that maybe .NET can be created internet or network applications because the name itself like similar .NET. So people maybe think that it may be internet or network applications. Although this is absolutely true, there are many more types of applications to create with .NET. Please remember that .NET is not a language, .NET is a framework. So here are some types of applications that can be developed on .NET. The first one goes to a console applications. A console applications are a lightweight programs run inside the command prompt window. Okay, let me write something about what I'm talking. Console applications means what? I usually take in this notepad so as it is like a blackboard in a classroom so that it will be more interactive with the students. That is the reason I will be using this notepad, and it looks like a live class room section. So a console applications are a very lightweight programs which looks like a normal disk operating system programs. We'll be calling DOS, means whoever install a Windows operating system, those guys will get DOS. Full form is disk operating system. So they are commonly used for testing the applications. The console applications are testing for the applications. Now, the second thing, let's come back to the PPT. Windows applications. Windows applications are a form-based standard Windows desktop applications for common day-to-day tasks. Example, a Microsoft Word. Let me get to Notepad. Windows applications. These are form-based applications. We have another name for Windows application that is called a standalone application. Which means you don't require any type of connectivity to make this application work. So if you have a notepad or a MS Word or MS Excel, you can run it without depending on any of the connections like internet connection. You don't need to have internet access. So Microsoft Word will be running under Windows environment only. And these applications, whatever these Windows applications, consume the services provided by the Windows operating system. Consumed by the Windows operating system. Okay. Next thing is web applications. When a term you use to hear this web, you please remember that ASP.NET. So In vice versa, I can say that by using ASP.NET, we can develop web applications in .NET. So a web application is called programs that used to run inside some web server to fulfill the user request over the web. Web means internet. We will be having some programs. The programs will be having a lines of code. A program is called set of instructions or lines of code, we can call it as. It will be there under some web server. Inside a web server, these programs. Do not worry about the web server call here. In future classes, you can definitely understand what is this web server call. Just as of now, imagine that these programs are kept inside a web server, and these applications or web application or a program can be run over web. Web means internet, web or internet. So in order to access a web applications, a user should have one web browser and an internet connectivity. Internet connectivity. Web applications are programs that used to run inside some web server to fulfill the user requirements, user requests over the web. Whenever you hear the web, you please remember ASP.NET. I said right. ASP.NET web applications can range from simple websites that consist of HTML pages to advanced enterprise applications that run on local and remote networks. So remember that, which may have a simple websites to the advanced enterprise applications. The best examples are Hotmail, Google. These are the best websites for enterprise applications. These are data driven browser based applications. Okay. This is called web applications. Now let us see what is this Windows services. So Windows services are long running executable applications that run on the systems as a background process. Let me type here what I told. Or long running executables applications that run on the system as a background process. So these applications do not interfere with the working of the other process that run on the same computer. So it will be having independency. You will be having n number of Windows services which will be working on their own, which doesn't impact any other services. So the Windows service execute within a separate Windows session created specially for each Windows service. So there will be no disturbance for the other Windows services. These services do not have a graphic user interface and are ideal for running on the server. Windows services were earlier called NT services. The same Windows services people are called NT services. Remember that Windows services are long running executable applications that run on the system as a background process, and each web service will be having separate window. It doesn't affect other Windows services which will be running on their own. That is called Windows services that we can develop with .NET. It won't have graphical user interface. Let me tell. Won't have GUI. GUI stands for graphical user interface. Now next thing is web services. we can create web services by using .NET. So web services, these are called web callable functionality available via industry standards like HTTP, XML and SOAP. These are web callable, other name called as web callable, meaning that it will be providing a services over the web. Here services are providing inside a Windows, so which is like within your computer, and this is called over the web. You can get these kind of services over industry standards like HTTP. So you should depend on HTTP, XML and SOAP. HTTP stands for, what is this? So this time had come, so let me explain. Hypertext transfer protocol. Then XML, extensive markup language. SOAP, simple object access protocol. So by using this help, we can get a web callable web services. A web services are a web callable functionality available via industry standards like HTTP, XML and SOAP. The next thing is class libraries. We get this class library. What is this class library called? These are components that you create once and reuse a number of times in multiple applications. This is very much useful. Say, C#.NET is object-oriented program. One of the best features of object-oriented programming is reusability. So that's what we are following here. Once you have created this class library, you can reuse it n number of times in multiple applications. So let me tell again, here are components that we can create once and reuse in multiple applications. We can reuse it in n number of applications. So class libraries allows you to define several classes along with their methods, interfaces in one file. Class file, the class library will contain the classes along with their methods and interfaces. Do not worry about this word terminology I'm using today, because this is very in-depth topic. Definitely we'll discuss in detail when we are discussing about interfaces topic in later video sessions. As of now, just remember that class library is a combination of classes, methods and interfaces. Just I wanted to tell one more thing here. A namespace is there. A namespace is a collection of classes. Just remember that namespace is a collection of classes. In the same way, classes are a collection of methods. So only I told that here class library consists of classes and its methods. Let me type and its methods. Let me change this. So class libraries are components that we create once and reuse a number of times in multiple applications. So that we are utilizing another feature of object-oriented programming. Reusability is one of the pillars of object-oriented programming. You might have heard the word as OOPS. That's what I'm calling now, object-oriented programming. So nowadays, all the technologies, all the languages are following this object-oriented programming because there are many useful features are there inside it. One of the best is reusability feature. That's what we are following with class library. So these libraries compile to .dll files and facilitate rapid development of new applications because of a reusability code. So once you compile this class library, you'll be getting .dll file. Again, what is the DLL stands for? Dynamic Link Library. So when you compile this class library, again, do not worry about the word called I'm using compilation. There are two pairs of words, compilation and execution. It will come when we are working with Visual Studio. I'll explain it again when we are discussing about any of the program. So compilation is at the time of writing, and when you build an application, when we build means we'll be building an application to make sure that your syntax is perfect without having any errors. So when you build an application, that is called a compilation. When you run an application, that's called execution. Just remember these pair words. Compilation means building, execution means running the application. So when we compile this class library, we'll be getting .dll file. Please remember that. Let's come back. Then mobile applications. So nowadays we cannot imagine any of the application or any of the app we call in terms of mobile technology app. App is a short form of application. We cannot imagine without mobile application. These mobile applications can run on multiple mobile devices such as pocket PCs, mobile phones, personal digital assistants. Let me write here what I'm talking. Mobile applications. So these applications are run on multiple mobile devices. Don't think that mobile is only a phone, but we have other kind of devices. Mobile means mobility. We can take it from here to there and there to somewhere else, such as pocket PCs, then mobile phones. When we say mobile phone only, we just imagine that mobile phone. Sometimes we'll be using shortcut as mobile phones also mobile, but in general mobile means will be taking from one area to other area, one place to other area, or a personal digital assistance. So these applications provide access to the data from mobile devices. .NET Framework automatically makes changes to these applications to enable them to run on multiple browsers depending on the mobile device. Understand? So these are the types of applications we can develop using .NET Framework. What and all are there? A console application, a Windows application, web applications, Windows services, web services, class libraries, mobile applications. Out of which the three are famous. Those are called a console application, then Windows based application, then web based application. These are very famous. Now it is getting famous, these mobile applications also. Here, out of which we will be using web applications. In the entire course, I will be discussing about web applications more and Windows applications after which, and console application also. So compared to console application, I will be discussing more on Windows applications, and compared to these two, I will be discussing more on web applications. So there are some problems with console application. Means that there is no GUI and it will be having a black background and white foreground. It's not catchy for the end users because all end users are expecting more flashy things and applications, so that people are not preferring using console application. A Windows applications, like, we have some disadvantages. When you create an application and giving to the end users, you will be giving it this .exe file. Suppose your customer is asking to create an application that's called calculator. After fulfilling his requirements, you have given the final code to him, so that is .exe. After some point of time, he wanted to add some other features to the same applications. What we can do, again we will be adding some code as per the new requirement, then we will be giving new .exe file. This time what he wanted to do is, you need to uninstall the old one and you need to install the new exe. This is called maintenance will be very tough. And suppose if a customer is having other his own customers, again thousands of customers, all customers should uninstall the old one, install the new one. So this is very problematic for any of the customers. But in this case, web application will be there in a web server. Somewhere else I said already, web applications inside a web server. Yeah, here. When I'm talking about a web application, I told that a programs will be there inside a web server. So if you want any changes, no need of giving this code to the end user or any kind of files. Will be changing in a web server, so that it will get affected or reflected in all the browsers who are having internet access and who are using my application. So by this way, maintenance will be very fast. So only people are preferring web applications. In the market also, .NET resources who are having web applications experience having more demand compared to Windows applications. Still, I agree that Windows application jobs are also there, but compared to Windows application jobs, web application jobs are more. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we'll be discussing about why to go for .NET instead of other technologies. And thank you again. Bye bye.